show and share stuff with us. So like if there's at any point, if you have any question, you can just ask, like just say, okay, can I quickly ask a question? Then I can easily answer them at that point. So all right, so Majoli, what's LinkedIn all about? Just starting from the beginning. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network, and I had to put professional in bold because it's professional. So I don't know if so many of us remember there's this thing that people do. They do like a picture, like 4 pictures together, and they put Instagram, LinkedIn, and something like that. So you see how they dress on LinkedIn that is very much different from the other one. So LinkedIn is a professional network. So it's not like social media or we just go there and do anything whatsoever and all of that. And also from the latest statistics I checked, LinkedIn has more than 575 million users with 45% active users. So there are a lot of people that are using LinkedIn at the moment, quite a number of people. And also LinkedIn is there basically to help us to connect and build professional relationships. And that's just the professional mainly. So we connect with people and then we build this relationship. Talking about relationship, I was watching a video yesterday on that. It's about, the title of the video is The Power of Relationship During Coronavirus. And it's, I think it's by LinkedIn Talent Solution. So it's by LinkedIn themselves. And the man was trying to talk about how we can build relationships together, using the power of LinkedIn and all that. And which is why we've created this session anyways, because there's a need to connect virtually to people. And yeah, LinkedIn is one of the ways for us to build relationships. Yeah, maybe later on I'll drop the link to that video if anyone just wants to have a look or watch it. And also, LinkedIn can help to find the right job, internship, or placement, or let it find you. So there are a lot of jobs on LinkedIn, as I'll be showing us. And then you don't have to just go and find your alone. The jobs can actually find you. And I'm going to show us how that is possible as well. And also, you can use LinkedIn to learn the skills you need to succeed in your career. So there's one of LinkedIn's products, which is called LinkedIn Learning. And basically, there are a lot of courses, like so many number of courses on that platform for you to learn. So you can learn the skills that you need in your career. Also, just when I was checking yesterday, so I saw that there's actually interview prep on LinkedIn with so many questions and videos to help you in your interview. So yeah, you can turn to LinkedIn for interview prep. And also, this is quite one of the best thing for me, information. There is a lot of information on LinkedIn, and yeah, I've tried to write some things there. Webinars, career events, economic events. Don't mind me, I kind of follow economic events in the world, software. So I found out for me that I get a lot of information on LinkedIn, like quite a lot, because I use it a lot. So, I can get information about webinars that is happening, about career events, about, for example, I use R, every day in my role. And I think maybe last week or thereabouts, I just saw that there's a new version of R. And I've not even read it anywhere yet. But because I'm connected to professionals and data scientists that I look up to that use this software, I'm able to get that information on time. So there's a lot of information on LinkedIn. And that's because once someone I follow, someone you follow on LinkedIn or you are connected to, likes something or comments on something, it comes to your feed. So, for example, I'm connected to IBK, and they are doing something in their office, maybe like a networking event, and she likes that post. Because I'm connected to her, that post automatically comes to my feed. So when I'm scrolling through LinkedIn, I can see it and then like, oh, okay, this is happening and all of that. So there is a lot of information to be gotten from there that would really help in your career and in your job searching strategy as well. So yeah, that's just basically a summary of what LinkedIn is all about, majorly. And then next, so how do I get started on LinkedIn? So majorly, you need to create your profile, and yeah, the profile is free. I want to believe like at least each of us has a profile on LinkedIn already. So you need to create your profile and you need to build your network by connecting to people. So there is a keyword in LinkedIn, and that is connections. Connections. You need to connect with people as much as possible. And I would say that if you have less than 500 connections presently on your LinkedIn profile, then I think you need to do more, because at least you should have 500 connections. So you need to connect with people and build your network as much as you can. And so the question goes, okay, so how do I connect? Will I just be sending random, stuff to people and all of that? So I've tried to like write some of the ways I think you can try to connect with people, and some of the ways I have connected with people in the past. So articles, events, job ads, job interviews. Now, when I read an article online, maybe by someone in my career field, I just go to LinkedIn to check them out, and then I send them a connection request. Or when I go to a networking event, I remember last year I went to a networking event at Facebook, and I made sure that at least I connected with like 2 or 3 of their recruiters on LinkedIn. So when you go to any event, maybe networking events or work events, you can just get people's LinkedIn profile and connect with them. And then another thing I also do is job ads. So there's sometimes when a company advertise a job that they write like maybe the name of the person in charge, the name of the recruiters or something like that. So you can actually like just go on LinkedIn to check them out, and if you want, you can send them a connection request. Also, job interviews. So for me personally, there are sometimes I've had job interviews that they sent me, okay, this will be the people on your panel, and I go on LinkedIn to check them out and sometimes also connect with them. Apart from that, another thing is connections, likes, comments, and shares. Now, this for me is one of the major ways I connect with people. So just like I said, when someone likes, something. So for example, maybe someone I'm connected to on LinkedIn liked a post by a major person in my career field. I click that post and then I go to check the person out. And if the person is like someone that I would really want to connect to, I would just send them a connection request. And then from people's comments and shares, when they share something and I see it on my field, I just like try to go there to connect with them. And then another thing is specific company or university pages, and I'm going to show this in a bit. So you can actually search for specific company, or go to a university page, maybe your university, and go and check for an online there, and just like send them connection requests. And because you guys went to the same school, they would tend to really want to connect with you, and that. And then the last one I just wrote is connections. So you can actually go to someone you're connected to and like go and connect to the person they are connected to. So yeah, let me just show what that means. Where's my link? Okay, great. All right.
Hello,
Yeah, I believe everyone can see my screen.
hello.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry. I'm just having a discussion with Tosin in the chat box. But she
Okay.
said connection is not equal to engagement, though. And I said, how do you mean engagement? And she said she has nearly 500 contacts, but she doesn't read through or like most things much, most of the, or like things much most of the time on her LinkedIn. So she's thinking, does connection equal engagement necessarily?
Okay. So connection does not equal to engagement necessarily. True. But then for you to have engagement, you need to start with connections at first. So when you have enough connections, then that's where you start engagement from. So for example, when you are connected to people, it can help you to see what they are putting on their LinkedIn profile, and that comes up to your feed, to your LinkedIn feed. And then also when you have people that you are connected to, it can also, anything they comment on, anything they share. So the more your connections means the more you are exposed to things that are happening, maybe in your career field, for example. So of course, yes, connection is not like necessarily like equal to engagement, but then it starts from connecting with people. And then the more connections you have, then the more, it's possible for you to be engaged on the platform, because you have so many, people that you are connected to and so many things that you can be engaged with, if that does make sense. Is that all?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I was going to okay, I was going to just show my profile. Yeah, so majorly I talked about I hope everyone can see this screen that I'm sharing. Um, I talked about building your connections through what people likes and comments and shares. Now, for example, this is my LinkedIn feed at the moment, and yeah, this is the home tab. And now on the home tab, you can see that I'm connected to this person, um, and then James, and then he shared something from Darren. Now, for example, maybe I'm actually not connected to Darren, and then but because this James has shared what Darren is talking about, and I can just look at Darren's headline and then be like, oh, okay, he's the chief technology officer, and then he's doing something with artificial intelligence and automation. Okay, that's great. So I can decide to like click on his profile and check out, his experience and everything, and be okay, I can actually connect to this person and all of that. So that's what I mean by, when people like or share something, it comes. So, for example, this is another one. Okay, I'm actually even not connected to this person. She's a second connection to me, but so one of my connections likes what she's posted. So, and she's a data scientist. So I can be like, okay, this person is a data scientist, and then I go to her profile to check out, okay, what she's doing and all of that. And then I connect to her. So that's also another way. Then I talked about specific companies or university pages. So probably if you have like specific companies that you really want to work in and you really want to like connect with people there, most especially recruiters, you can go to the page. Okay, great. So I just searched for. Okay, this is trying to connect again. So okay, let me search again so that. So I just searched for PwC. Maybe you really want to work in PwC, and then so this is PwC's page on LinkedIn, and then so you can just go to people, and then from people you can filter. Okay, you only want people that live in the UK, United Kingdom, And then there are also other filters that you can use. But okay, let's say that you want to connect to people in the PwC that works in the UK. Of course, there are many of them. And then where you can also filter by where they studied and all of that. But then what am I trying to say is maybe you want to work in a specific company, you can go to that company's page on LinkedIn and check out the people there, and maybe like one of their recruiters is actually a second connections to you, and you guys have a lot of shared connection. You can decide to like connect to the person or just write a note to like, say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and I just like really wanted to connect with you and all of that, which I will still come back to that again. So, but then we are connections at the moment. And then another way is for you to go to like your university page if you want to connect to, maybe some alumni from your university as majorly as an international student. So when you go to a university page, there's a tab here called alumni. You can click there, and then you can also filter, you want, okay, Imperial College, I want an alumni that lives in London, then not just lives in London, I want those that works with the NHS because I work with the NHS. And okay, let's see if we can connect together. So these are the people that went to Imperial and then they are working in the NHS at the moment. So I can decide to, because I went to Imperial as well and then I'm working in the NHS. So you can decide to just check out, one or two, a couple of them and connect with them. So you can grow, your connections in these very few ways. But majorly, for me, I found that I grow my connections mainly because of what people share and I see on my feed. And I tend to just go and check out, those people that they are sharing their stuff on my feed. So yeah, back to the presentation now. So another way is participate in conversations. So there are so many conversations going on LinkedIn, just like Instagram or any other social media page, or maybe like Twitter, for example. So you need to try to grow your network and interact with others as much as possible. So you can comment on posts, you can like and share posts. So try as much as possible to participate in conversations. And this is where engagement comes into play from what Tosin mentioned initially. So you need to try, of course, even for me, well, maybe because of time and work, I don't really participate in conversations like that. Or, sometimes I'm very engaging, sometimes I'm so busy I don't have time to really engage and all of that. But then try as much as possible to participate in conversations because people notice you that way and then they can easily see your profile and all of that. Then try as much as possible to post content. Now, I'm also guilty of this. I can't remember if I've actually ever posted anything on LinkedIn anyways. So, but then try to post content. If you have content to post, please do. Someone like IBK have posted, I think she did a book review. She's posted some other articles as well. So try to post content on LinkedIn. It will really help you. And then, people like your content, it goes to other people's feed, people notice you that way. Now, on the issue of content, I was checking out LinkedIn, I think today, and I saw a lady from Kenya. She posted something really good that I thought I should share with us about what to post on LinkedIn. Like, it was really good, and I was like, wow. So, come on. Sorry, I'm trying to.
It's not the second one.
No, there's a tab I opened, but then there's this menu on Zoom. Okay, good. There's the menu on Zoom. So anytime I move my cursor up, that menu just comes and block the tab I wanted to show you. Okay, so yeah, this is the lady. I really just saw her profile, I think today. And then she said, when asked, what should I post on LinkedIn? This is what I will say. So this is like a 1 minute, 10 seconds video. I'm just going, it's not like a video anyways, because I don't think it has a sound, but I'm just going to play it for us to like see, and maybe I will just talk through it as I'm playing it anyways. But then it says 10 types of content ideas for LinkedIn. So conversations, share an interesting conversation oh, that's so fast. Okay. I think I'm just going to. Okay, so it says share an interesting conversation you recently had with someone that is relevant to your audience. So you can do that in terms of content. Then you can share resources on how to do something that you are good at on LinkedIn. And then productivity tips. She said you can share what you have learned about how to be productive. Then books and media, share what you're reading, watching, or listening to and what you learned from it. Just like I said, IBK did this and it was really good. She read a book. The name of the book is actually Optimise. She read the book and then she wrote a review on it and posted the article on LinkedIn. So you can do that as well. Then life lessons, you can share what life has taught you or is teaching you on LinkedIn, just for others to learn from it. Business lessons, you can share what business or the work life has taught you or is teaching you, just post something on LinkedIn for people to learn from. And also company news, yes, you can share news or post about your company or the organization you're working with. Then your project, you can share updates on projects you are handling or working on. So many people that I follow, they do this, a lot. So many people in the data field. You can share interesting quotes with your audience. Share updates on professional achievements and wins. I'm sure if you are active on LinkedIn, you'll have seen people write, hey guys, I'm happy to announce that I'm taking up, graduate program role with Goldman Sachs, with this, and all of that. You can share updates on your professional achievements on LinkedIn. All right, great. So that's on that post. So I'm just going to go back to my slides now. So that's it majorly on getting started on LinkedIn. So let's go now.
Sorry,
the issue of optimization. Okay.
Do you mind if I just quickly chip in? I wanted to, before you go to this LinkedIn optimization, I wanted to stress the importance of what you just talked about. I remember when I was trying to just get out there on LinkedIn, and I mean, I've been really lazy with my LinkedIn of recent, but one thing that I found is that you can be in such a small circle that you'd never really know what potential connections you can make out there until you put yourself out there, basically. And I think the way I'd probably advise people to look at LinkedIn would be for those people that, for example, comfortable to post on Instagram or Twitter. LinkedIn is just the same, but on a professional level. And basically what you share on LinkedIn could literally lead you to a connection that you never would have met face to face. And I think that's the whole point. And even like in this whole period of everything being virtual, there are a lot of people online. And I mean, if you think you have content that you'd literally want the next person to know about, like, put it out there. And I think that video that Shola showed is really, really good.
and would be a perfect guide to help us in just like breaching those connections. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be sending connections to people on LinkedIn like you're trying to accumulate followers. It's not about followers or connections. It's about the relationships that you're able to form with those connections. Yep, that's it.
Great. Thanks, IBK. All right. So
share the link later on in the chat box.
the link to
The video. I'm not sure how that would be because it's on your profile.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I can actually just do that.
Yeah. Don't worry. In the end.
Okay. So yeah, just remind me, Sha. Okay. So optimization now. So your profile. Well, you've gotten started on LinkedIn. You have your profile. So we need to work on that profile. So number one, professional picture.
Hello, please. That's where my question. Because I was waiting for the parts. Because for me, I feel like I don't work in a serious sector, if anything.
Yeah.
Like that's my understanding. Like I work in digital, I work in tech. Do I need a serious photo? That's my own understanding. Because even the picture I have now is just a photo of me. So I feel like is it necessary that it's actually professional? Because in the beginning, you know how you said people are doing that challenge of Facebook, Twitter, blah. And when it comes to LinkedIn,
Yeah.
I ain't got that time. I ain't got picture like that. So I'm just thinking, is there actually a rule that it needs to be like a professional suit, white shirts, type picture? That's my question.
Okay. I would say that you don't need to. It's not like it should be a serious suit like picture and all of that. For example, there are some organizations that where you can literally wear jeans and shirts to work. I wear that to work on Friday as well. My role is not a client. Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure someone like you wear it every day. My role is not a client-facing role. Someone like IBK, like the other IBK now, I know she probably have to dress, because she's a consultant, she works with clients. She probably have to dress, in a professional way and all of that. So I think that the issue of professional is not like, okay, it must be a serious one, but then it should not just be a picture that is not at all professional. And then now, like IBK now, when people see your picture and I look at what you do, I can easily, this is where she works. This is kind of work she does. So, it's not like it should be like a picture with a suit or anything, but something at least professional, something not just casual, and something that puts your face out there. Because when people go to your profile, one of the very first thing that they will see is your picture. So even if it's not like a really, really professional picture, it should be a very good picture that would show, like the kind that you show that, okay, this person is a professional person. So I appreciate the fact that, some of us don't work in client-facing role or anything, but then just a picture that, that is very okay for people to want to connect with you. Then, okay, let me go on now. Yeah, so after the picture, your headline, and the headline is like just what is on your profile. So, and I wrote here that use keywords because of algorithms. So, LinkedIn, just like maybe platforms like Instagram uses algorithms, especially when recruiters search for people for a particular job. So if you just write on your LinkedIn headline that's open to opportunities, well, I'm not sure when the opportunity will get to yet. So you need to write headline that captures what you think or what you feel like recruiters are looking for. And easily, the way you can get past this is use keywords that is used in your career field. So, for example, of course, the first thing you want to put there is maybe your role and what you do, and then afterwards, you want to maybe your skill, because your skill is a keyword that is. So when recruiters search for you, that's one of the things that will make you show up in the search results. And then maybe the field you work in, for example. So for example, as a student, you might want to write, MSc Finance students at Imperial College. Good. And then apart from that, what other skills do you have? Maybe you guys do a class of financial modeling and then you are trying to build yourself up in that. That's a key word in the finance industry. You can put in the financial modeling. Maybe you have a skill in Python. Python is a major software that people use at the moment. And recruiters search for that word, or they search for people with Python skills. You want to add Python to that. And maybe there are other things that is a point of value adding for you that you want to put there. So your headline must capture everything that you think is a value. It's something that is bringing you out as someone of value. And another thing I learned about headline is you can also actually try to check out people in your field or people that you look up to. For example, there are so many data scientists that data analysts and all of that. Sometimes I check what they've written on their headline. I check, what they've added to it and all of that. So there are also sometimes you see people that you really follow and all of that, and then you can emulate one or two things from your headline. But majorly, the issue of headline is use keywords as much as you can. Use keywords as much as you can. Try to go back to my LinkedIn profile. So for me, I have my current role and then my organization. And then, major skills I have at the moment. And then data science, because that's like my field. And I tell you, this data science alone gets me, how do I say it now? A lot of search results. I come up in a lot of search results just because of data science. And then healthcare, because that is the sector I'm currently in. So this is like an example of an headline. So you want to put in skills that makes you valuable, and then your field, and just one or two value adding things that you think would help you out. Now, I also get to know what to put in my headline. Okay.
Sorry, when you said headline, I thought you were talking about the about section actually. So headline is this part.
Yeah, headline is this part. The about section is the next one I'm going to talk about.
Thank you.
So headline is this part, yes. And so I also get to know what to put in my headline based on, so I can show something. So this is my notification. Based on so when I come up in search results, what were people searching for? And I will just quickly show us that. So it makes me know, okay, this is what recruiters were actually searching for when I came up in search results. I'm just looking for my later, okay, you are appearing in searches this week, okay. I'm going to click on that. Okay, great. It says,
I think I'll just talk here. Sorry I don't know if we can ask questions as you go along, or
yeah, I think it might probably help. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask if this is on a premium account or a regular,
Yeah, this is
account.
I'm on a free and the basic account. I'm still going to touch a bit on the premium accounts later on at the end. But this is a free account, not a premium account.
Okay, that's good to know that you can find that. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So okay, so LinkedIn sends you notifications of number of times your profile appeared in search results in a week. So this was mine in one of the weeks. And then now, when you go to the end, it says keywords your searchers used. So that means when I came up in those search results, these were the things not recruiters alone anyways, these were the things people were looking for. And then it brought me out. So it's because I have, well, I don't know where the manager came from anyways, but it brought me up because I have, one or two of these things in my headline majorly, and then I just come out in searches, and then you're able to see what your searchers do and where, most of them work anyways. But then what I'm I'm trying to say is keyword. So when you start receiving these statistics, this weekly search stats from LinkedIn, make sure you scroll down and you check the keywords. And then that will help you to know, okay, what do I need to put in my headline to be able to improve my future search appearance on LinkedIn. And then the next thing is summary. And this is the about section that I think I was talking about. So the summary section. So you should mention your skills and strengths. At the moment, my summary section is not the best, to be honest. I've tried to put something there anyways. But in your summary or about section, try to write about you, what you do, what value you can add, and try to also include keywords and the skills and strengths that that you have majorly. I will just show my mine.
That summary section as well. If you're struggling with where to start, I know when I took mine off, I didn't already suggest what you can put there. So it gives you like a sort of made up summary of what your profile is. It's like I guess it's an algorithm. So it will suggest that to you. And then if you're not okay with this, you can edit it. But it's something to start with. You don't know what to say in that section.
That's actually great. I don't think I've come up with that yet. Like I've not seen that yet. But
LinkedIn will do for you. So
that's great. So yeah, but what I would just say is just try to include the skills that you have, because all of these things adds up to the algorithms, and all these things adds up to your search results majorly. So try to, this is what I've written, and it's not the best, but of course I shall have something there. So, and then I just wrote my key skills is this and this and this and this and this, and that also probably helps, in me coming up in search results. So, and then the next one is experience. So
I have a few questions. Can I ask?
Yes, please go ahead.
So for the professional picture, is it wrong if your hand is in the photo? Because I saw a post by someone on LinkedIn saying that your LinkedIn profile picture shouldn't have your hands.
My hand is in my photo.
My hand is in my own too.
My hand is even like this.
Sorry guys, I need to plug my laptop.
You should get her. Yeah, she the photo judge of LinkedIn, please.
But anyways, okay, yeah, done. But anyways, your hand being in your photo, well, I think my hand is also in my photo actually. I can't remember, but I've not like seen that. I don't like your hand being on your photo. I don't know. Is this something
I think this is a headshot. Well, it comes close to. I think what people probably mean is it should be as good as a headshot. It shouldn't be something that you may probably you could have on your Instagram or your Facebook or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But for me, I just feel that more often than not, it's still dependent on your industry. For me now, like before, even as I was looking at my current my what do you call it now, the summary and all that, and my picture, I just noticed that it's not as tailored as it should be. But that's based on maybe me thinking now, if I'm going into research, I need to find out what other people have. So besides finding out the keywords people use in your field, maybe find out how people put their pictures as well. Definitely. And I would not say just entry-level people, maybe people that are professional, like the top people in your field. It just gives you a taste of it, just so you know. Perception is everything. And I feel if you have a good headshot picture, it just may be better.
I agree. So I agree with what Totin said. Just a picture that is good to put on LinkedIn and not just, any other picture. And just like she said, I do that a lot. Look at people in your field. Like I do it a lot of times. I look at their profile. I look at licenses they've done, certifications they've done. Like I just look at everything on their profile. So I think I just really said something that I actually didn't put on my slide. Yeah, you can check their licenses and their certifications of people that you look up to, or people in your field, people that have gone ahead. You might just want to write that down and just check up on those licenses, check up on, oh, okay, this person is a senior data scientist in my place of work. Okay, what certifications has he done? What have you done? And if you want to, you might probably want to pick up one of those things. But anyways, check out people in your field, and you might just find out one or two things about their
I
profile.
have a question
Profile picture.
about the licenses. When you say licenses, what do you mean by licenses?
Okay, so it's just like certifications, really.
Degrees.
Like qualifications.
Yeah.
There is this my
Like
profile?
CIM, PPM,
Licenses and
HCA.
certifications. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Also, I get what you mean now. Like, it's LinkedIn that gives that heading. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I
It's
was
just,
wondering when you said
just
licenses. Yeah, I get it now.
it's just certifications majorly, really. So I hope that answers your question, Bridget. I hope we're able to answer the question about the picture.
Yes, it did. Thank you. One more question. The whole second, third thing on LinkedIn, is it like second cousin type of thing? Like, I'm connected to someone who is connected to someone who is connected to the person's profile I'm viewing.
Yes, that's correct. So so your second connection is so for example, if you have a mutual connection between you, that person is going to be a second connection to you. And then LinkedIn makes it such a way that you can connect to the person directly, easily. But then if someone is like a third connection to you, that means that you don't have a mutual connection between both of you. Do you get? And if someone is a second connection to you, it also makes it much easier when they search for people. You would come up in their search results more than the other person. Or even if you are the one searching for maybe a particular name, your second connection would come up, or maybe you are searching for a particular skills than other people. So it makes sense for you to have enough connections so that you can have so many second connections that you can easily connect to. So it's like your second connections, you would usually have mutual connections between both of you that, someone that you are sharing connections with. And then when you check people's LinkedIn profile, or maybe when you just see people on LinkedIn, you always see is that, okay, second connection, you have these mutual connections with this person. You have these mutual connections with this person. And a third connection is like someone like maybe very much far away from you. You are not, you don't have any mutual connection with that person, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Okay, so your experience, professional, academic, or volunteering experience. So yeah, you need to fill out your profile as much as possible. The experience, fill out your professional experience, what you've done, and then your academic experience, and then your volunteering experience as much as you can. You can also, there are so many, so many things on LinkedIn, so many other profile section that you can add. So this is the experience bit. You can add, all your experiences, your education, your volunteering experience. And also, if you go to add profile section, there are also, like, in terms of experience, other things that you can add there. So LinkedIn already categorized that for you. Work experience, education. You can add your certifications that I could talk about, your volunteering experience on that. So fill out your experience as much as you can. And then I think the next thing now is your skills, which is actually really important. Your skills and endorsements. Okay.
I was going to say for your experience, blah, 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 you can actually order them the way you want. So they're like toggles. You can move it up. So if you feel like your education at this point in time is more relevant, you can move it up, and you can move down skills or volunteering or whatever. So you can rearrange your profile anyhow. It doesn't have to be a structured, my experience, my schooling. Arrange it however you want.
Yeah. Thank you, IBK. So your skills and endorsements. So this is also very important because, of course, as a professional, your skills is what makes you outstanding. So LinkedIn wants you to list all the skills that you have, and that really helps in bringing you out in search results and in the whole algorithm thing. So let me just show that. So this is skills and endorsements, and I can't remember how many skills that LinkedIn allow you to add. I can't remember again, but I think it's maybe up to 30. I can't remember the numbers now. But then you can add so many skills on LinkedIn, so many skills on LinkedIn. But then what I would say is, apart from adding skills, it also allows you to highlight, or just like what Abigail was saying, toggle, like bring them on top. So your major skills. So LinkedIn is only showing, okay, show more actually. Yeah, okay. So LinkedIn will only show 3 of your skills on top. And those ones will be like the main one, which you should you can easily just move them up. So put your 3 major skills up there, because that's what people will see when they come to your profile. Like that's what we just, be on your profile when they come there. And then, you can also add so many other skills, but then make sure that as much as you can, add all the skills that you think are relevant for your sector and for your career. And then apart from that, make sure you highlight the 3 major skills that you have, that you want to come up in your profile. And that will also help in the search results when recruiters are looking for people in that has those kind of skills. So recommendations, LinkedIn also has, this thing that you can ask people to recommend you for stuffs. And then, it just really helps to show recruiters that, okay, this person has done work with this person. This is what they have to say about them and all of that. So, just like a reference in work setting and all of that. So you can ask people, your colleague at work, people that you've worked with before to, write recommendations for you. I have a couple of recommendations on my profile as well. So, and then accomplishments is the last one.
Sorry, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
How do you choose who should endorse you for a skill? Does it need to be someone who's maybe senior to you, or your professor, or your supervisor at work, or can it be someone that's at your level?
So skill endorsements doesn't have to be, one of those people. It can be anyone really. I'm sure that on my profile, I'm sure that you saw that. I think if anyone knows Ella, you saw that Ella endorsed me for one of the skills because she knows I have the skill. Ella is my friend anyway, so it doesn't have to be maybe your professor. You can ask your friends to endorse you for a particular skill because they know that you have that skill anyway. So it can be anyone, it can be your professor. But then I think I see this a lot on LinkedIn anyways, that if someone that is very highly skilled, I don't know how LinkedIn, probably just make them like that. But if there's someone that is very much highly skilled in that particular skills, when they endorse you, LinkedIn will show it that Shola has been endorsed by Iboko, which is highly skilled at this. Or maybe that person has a certification in that. So I would say that that's when it helps to ask people that have gone ahead of you, or maybe someone in your career field, or maybe a professor or someone, to endorse you for certain skills, because LinkedIn will try to highlight them that, okay, this person has been endorsed by this person who is highly skilled as this and all of that. But then virtually anyone you can ask anyone to endorse you for any of the skills that you listed on your LinkedIn profile. And I would say that you should ask people to endorse you for the 3 major skills that you're highlighting on your profile, if you get what I mean. So
thank you.
So accomplishments. Yeah, there is another. There's an additional part of LinkedIn that you can add your accomplishments. So like if you have anything, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I do actually. I added something. Yeah, here for my languages that you can speak. If you have any honor or award, just put it there really. And yeah, so that's majorly it about the profile. And if you come up here, add profile section, you can easily see like those, any of these things about featured. Like you can add, for example, PhD student, maybe you've, what do you guys call it? Published a paper or an article or something. You can just put the link to that article, show articles published on LinkedIn. So whether they are published on LinkedIn or someone somewhere else, my GitHub profile, so many things, and then um, additional information. This is where to request a profile, and I would say that there are so many jobs. If you use LinkedIn alone for looking for jobs, there will be so many jobs for you. So use the job tab to search for jobs and set job alerts. And I'll just quickly show that in 1 minute. So this is the job tabs on LinkedIn. And then if you go there, you can now, just because you fill up your profile as much as possible, LinkedIn will already suggest to you, based on your profile, the jobs that are available for you where you are. And based on, I think there's a part of the profile that asks you if you are open to opportunities and where you are open to opportunities and all of that. So based on your profile, LinkedIn will suggest so many jobs for you. But then apart from this, you can search jobs by title, skill, or company. I can search for data scientist in London, and then you just put on this, switch on the search the job alert button, and LinkedIn will send you notifications for that, for those jobs. So you can use the job tab and set notifications as much as you want. I can't remember how, like, the maximum number of notifications that you can set, but yes, you can use the job tab for that. And then LinkedIn will send you notifications for jobs. So you can easily wake up in the morning, go to your notifications tab, and you see, okay, Olushola, 30 plus new jobs for data scientists in London. All the job alerts that you've added, everything will just come up, and then you can check them out and check, anyone you want to check, anyone you want to look at. And I'm sure that you have a lot to check because there's quite a lot of jobs on LinkedIn. So use the job tab to search for jobs, and then next thing is optimize your profile for recruiter search. So just like I said, when recruiters are searching for people on LinkedIn, they use the keywords in your field. They use the keywords that are relevant in that field. And keywords sometimes can mean the skills you have. They can mean your career field. And just like I showed, they can mean job titles. So, and there are sometimes that your job title is not necessarily what people use in your field. So, for example, maybe your job title is something like analytical support officer, but the kind of job you do is probably like a data analyst job. So you can just like put data analyst on your profile just to help you optimize your profile. So for optimization, you really need to make sure your headline is fine, and then your profile includes those major skills that is needed for you to come up in the search. And then apart from these, you can reach out to recruiters and your connections politely. And of course, this is a major point that people ask questions about, that, oh, how do I send messages to recruiters? what do I send and all of that. I would just say that be as clear and specific as possible. Now, this is in two ways. Firstly, when you are not connected to someone on LinkedIn and you are trying to connect first, LinkedIn allows you to write a note to that person, and it has a maximum number of words. So when you are just connected to the person, you can easily write, hey Bukun, I came across your profile, and you can just introduce yourself because it has a maximum number of words, so you don't have enough to say, except you're on LinkedIn Premium, which I will still come to. So you don't have enough to say. So just say, hi Tosin, I came across your profile. This. I was just wondering if you would like to connect, and then you can send the note with the connection request to that person. And then when the person connects with you, you can easily send them a message, which I will come to. IBK?
Yeah, I just wanted to, Justin just dropped a question, so I read that. And I was going to say as well, just timing wise, we have like 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Cool. Is that enough or is that too much?
Yeah, I think that's enough. I just have the LinkedIn Premium. And then
Okay.
you can go to questions.
Yeah, so 5 minutes left for you. Questions. And then Tosin said, please, can you clarify who you mean by recruiters?
Okay. So recruiters are majorly, how do I explain now? Recruiters are, well, let's say HR, human resources personnel that works in organizations looking for people to work, maybe for a particular organization mainly. And in the UK, recruiters don't only work for an organization. There are recruiting agency all over the UK that what they do is to get candidates for jobs for a particular company. So majorly their job is to majorly search and get talent and get candidates for a particular company. So there are some companies that have in-house recruiters. There are some companies that outsource, anything recruiting in their organizations to recruitment agencies and organizations. And these people can come on LinkedIn to search for people with a particular skills, or just come on LinkedIn and search for a particular job title that they are looking for. So recruiters are people, majorly in layman's terms, people looking for candidates that are available to work, and then they are basically the one that will take you through the employment process and all that. But then they are just like headhunters. They hunt and then they look for talent and they look for candidates for a particular work purpose. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, it does kind of, but not fully. Like for me now, I can't really zero down and say, oh, these are the agencies that would definitely be working in. Research is so broad. You need maybe research in energy, or maybe I'm then looking at, I think I've even closed my mind to consulting, because before I used to do that whole job search and I still get all these job alerts, but I just feel like, okay, it may not be what I really want to do, because there are too many hoops to jump and I don't really feel that's necessary. But like, there are just quite a number of these things that, is there a place or maybe a resource that you have that really helps to find out who the recruiters are? Because before I used to say, oh, that maybe doing your heading, your about section and all that, but I would get emails or messages from headhunters. But at the end of the day, after spending so much time trying to talk about it, or you get to a particular point and it's just like, oh, that's not exactly what they wanted. But
okay.
Like for me, I've almost like given up on LinkedIn, because I just feel that anybody can just find some of those things. But one of my key takeaways is to find out what keywords people use in my own field. But maybe research field in energy is also quite broad. How can we find out who the recruiters are for our particular field?
Okay. I agree.
You don't have to have the answer, but just
I agree with you actually. That there's so many recruitment agencies, and then they can just like come and send you messages and all of that. But then I think it might probably be useful to have maybe it might not be 100% possible to like know them and pinpoint them. But then maybe I would say that as you use LinkedIn and you engage as much as possible, some things will become more clearer to you just because of your engagement and because of the way you use it. And then you're able to come across some people's profile in your field. Do you get? And there are some times that you get approached, not even by headhunters or recruiters, it might be a managing director. It might be someone, for example, maybe in a team, they are looking for someone, and then the person just sees your profile and then just like connect you to their HR, in that organization and all of that. So it's not necessarily like, doesn't have to be like maybe a recruiter or something. But then I would say that as you engage more with LinkedIn, if you have like any specific company or organization you want to work for, maybe like connecting with people from there could help. And then, if you are looking for a particular job or anything like that. But then apart from, of course, there are sometimes if your LinkedIn profile is very well made up and is really good, you would get recruiters that will send you emails, as LinkedIn will call it. And then they will tell you that, okay, we have this job, and all of that, will you be open to connect with us? Probably Tosin have gotten one of that before. And then they will want to speak to you about it and all of that. But then apart from that, you could just reach out to some recruiters that maybe you see that, okay, you probably want to work in their organization and not like an agency or so. And then, and just probably ask and just approach them and ask that, oh, I came across your profile, or if you are connected with them, that, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm just finishing up my studies, and I was wondering if you have, any roles or anything, or if you are willing or have some time to chat and all of that. Now, of course, you might not get a reply from some of them, maybe because of their work schedule or they are busy or something like that. But then it probably helps you to connect with them. And if they have anything, maybe later on, they can reach out to you. But then I would say that you should be as clear and specific as possible if like you want to approach people or talk to them about jobs, or ask them, not just, please, do you have any jobs in your organization? This is my CV and all of that. Try to like start and, probably engage in their post or something. But then also there are sometimes I've actually, maybe when I was doing my master's, I've actually like sent random messages to recruiters. Some of them replied that, hi, Shola, this and that. We currently don't have anything. Or some of them even send me links to some jobs that they have that, okay, can you check this? Can you check that? So, but then just, you can easily approach people politely, like that you are connected to, or maybe that you have a second connection with. Or if you have a LinkedIn Premium account, you are able to send emails to people. So
I think I was going to say something to Tosin about, because you said field, recruiters in your field. I mean, I don't know, it might be a niche field, but then you can either do either of two things where you're looking at recruiters in that field. If you can just type it into LinkedIn, because you asked a question about, do HRs even put their job titles? They do. So you can just put recruiting manager Facebook, for example, HR manager Facebook, it will come up. Or I don't know what specific field, I know it's energy, but you can just put HR manager energy. Like something will show extract from somebody's profile. You can literally just search. So just literally just put it in there. HR manager, HR personnel, HR specialist, all these are titles. Just put it with the field, with the company, because if you know a company that relates to your sector or your field specifically, that would even generate more results because it's more specific. So you can do that.
Thank you, IBK. So last points on this before I just talk with you on LinkedIn Premium is you can also find jobs through your connections, likes, comments, or posts. And I will just show something to us as an example, which I got maybe yesterday or thereabouts. Okay, so this lady is a technical recruiter at Amazon. Well, from what our headline says, and she's not connected to me directly. She's a second connection to me, as you can see. Someone liked this post, I think, or someone connected to it, or someone commented on it. that I'm probably connected to, and then it came to my feed and then I saw it. So this is also one of the ways you can get a job, or one of the ways you can connect with recruiters. I'm currently not directly connected to her, but because of my connections, someone liked the post and then it came to my feed and then I was able to see it. And well, she just basically says she just joined Amazon and she's actively hiring for data scientists and all and da 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 and da da da. And then now this person already says, please feel free to shoot me a message or connect with me on LinkedIn. So you can, for example, this person, you can easily like connect with her. And of course, when you are connecting with her, that means your profile is also well made up. And then she will not just see like a blank profile and want to connect with you anyways. Of course, when she sees that your profile is well made up, she would definitely connect with you. And then you can send her a message that, I saw your message on your post on LinkedIn, and I was wondering if you can send a job spec to me, or if you have some time to discuss any of the roles that you are hiring for. So lastly, LinkedIn Premium. So just like Tosin was asking the other time, I'm using a free or basic version of LinkedIn. There's a LinkedIn Premium account, and I think it's about, for premium career, I can't remember now, I think it's about 20 something pounds per month. And like, I'll be quite honest with you guys, when I used LinkedIn Premium last year, the result I got was amazing. I was wowed by it. I was really, really surprised. What did you say?
I said, really? I used to try.
I was actually surprised, even though I'm not on Premium at the moment, but it worked as if it was a magic. I was like, what? So, well, what are the major things on LinkedIn Premium? It helps you to come up more in search results. My search results skyrocketed, and then people were just viewing my profile, right, left, and center. So many people. This one viewed your profile, and then it helps you to see all the people that viewed your profile. Not that 3 people viewed your profile. You are able to see them. Of course, if the person is not viewing your profile in private mode anyways. And then LinkedIn Premium helps you to have emails for free messages per month. I think maybe like 3. So you can easily send a message to someone that you are not connected to. Maybe a recruiter. You can send like an email to the person. And then it gives you access to LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn has LinkedIn Learning as a product, and then it has so many courses. It's like all these other online courses. It's really good. And then it gives you additional job information. So when you want to apply for a job, or when you see a job on LinkedIn, if you are using a premium account, to tell you maybe the salary, it will tell you how your skills, relate to that job. It might tell you that you have 9/10 of the skills they need, to tell you the number of people that have applied on it from LinkedIn. So many additional job information. So, but then of course, this is a paid version, and I know that LinkedIn give you one free premium account. Maybe once you can use it for free for 1 month, and then you can cancel it. So if anyone wants to have a go at that, that's very fine. You can just use it for free for 1 month and then cancel it. And then if you have the money, so many people are using LinkedIn Premium, you can pay for it. It's really, really does make a difference. And if I want to, maybe later on, I will just probably go back to LinkedIn Premium. But then, yeah, that's it about that. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say before we go to questions. IBK, over to you.
I can see. Hello. Yeah, thank you. So Bridget just dropped a question. Anybody else that has a question, you can drop it now, either in the chat, or if you want to actually talk, just open up your video and talk, and your mic as well. So Bridget said, do they give you certifications after an online course with LinkedIn Learning if you're using Premium? I know yes, but you can answer.
That's correct.
Yeah, so that's a yes.
Yeah, and it will show on your LinkedIn profile as well.
Yeah, you can attach it to your profile.
Yeah.
So that's a yes. Anybody else? If you have a question. Okay, I know for me. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, continue.
For me, it's not necessarily a question, but personally with jobs on LinkedIn, I have never really had successes applying as per, where you have easy apply or apply for a job straight on LinkedIn. I personally have never had any responses. People don't even respond. That's my problem. Like I get people come maybe send me a message in my inbox, but I never actually get responses from applying. So I personally don't trust applying for jobs on LinkedIn. That's just me. I personally
Using
don't
the
trust.
easy apply option, right?
Yeah,
Same here.
like you know when yeah,
I got only one response, and it was unsuccessful.
I've
With the
never
many applications
Great
that I've
job.
sent out.
I don't trust it much as well.
Mm.
And I think that's the thing with LinkedIn for me as well. It's just that amount of trust. I'm just like, platform. We're not really getting much value out of it. But I think from some of the things I've heard today, perhaps I've been doing, I need to tweak a few things and work on stuff. But the real strategies that we need is important. But
I'm gonna share my screen and show. I got the opportunity to see what HR people actually see when you apply for a job on LinkedIn, and it actually helped my mind to blame it on LinkedIn. Shao, that's this is literally what they sent to the HR person. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is literally how your profile comes up in their on their email. So it just shows what you're doing now, what you were doing before, your education, people that have recommended you, your connections, and your contact information. So I feel like now that I've seen this layout, I feel like if you want to get a job, this has to be very out there. That's what I've noticed of late, anyways.
Yeah.
Because I saw this thing.
Okay. Let me just mention something though. Okay, so there is a difference between the easy apply and then so there are other jobs that are not easy apply on LinkedIn. Now, okay, easy apply is just that you can apply for the job in LinkedIn itself. There are other jobs that when you apply for it, it will take you out of LinkedIn. Now, let me just share my screen to show that.
Yeah, there are those ones. But those ones are the
Those ones,
HR pages. Like
yes, so those ones will take you to the organization that you're applying to. Do you get? It will take you to the page, to the website of that company where the job is being advertised. If you get what I mean. So those ones are not easy apply. When you click on apply, it will take you out of LinkedIn into maybe you're applying for the job with BT now. It will take you to BT's website, and then you can now apply. So on that, for that one, it will not send your profile to the HR personnel. This will like you will apply for that job directly with the organization. But yeah, I agree with other jobs where you see easy apply, it just means that like you can apply for that job inside LinkedIn, and then it's just like a few clicks, and then you've applied for the jobs that are not easy applies. So when LinkedIn send you job alerts, of course, there are some of them that has easy apply. There are easy apply, and yeah, maybe I should just like quickly show that. So if you go to the jobs, okay, all these ones are easy apply. So all these ones, if you apply for them, once they have easy apply, that means I can easily apply for them inside of LinkedIn. But then, for example, for this one, it doesn't have easy apply. So that means it's going to take me, it should have a link to where the job is on their website. So when you click apply, to open another tab and take me to the company's website itself. And the only thing they will do is to share like my profile with the recruiter, but then I will still be able to apply for this job on this website. This is the website of the company that is advertising this job. But then for easy apply, it will just for easy apply, it just ask you a few questions. It's not even asking me so much, like because my CV is already there, and then submit application just like that. You are done, and all of that. So it's probably important to also look out for jobs, that doesn't that will take you to the company's pages, and then you can apply directly with them, and they will still have the links of those jobs on LinkedIn anyways.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, guys? We'll be wrapping
Okay.
up. Yep.
So I have two questions. The first one is, so I've never really fully understood the concept of LinkedIn. Is it mainly for getting jobs? It's like an online resume type thing, or is for being connected with other people in your field? Like, what's the main aim? Is it like when you apply for a job and they see like, oh, this person has, let's say, 3,000 connections, as opposed to someone else that has 10 connections, they prefer the person with more connections? It's like, how exactly does your connections impact you having a job on LinkedIn or being more likely to be chosen for a job? Or does it matter at all?
How many connections you have?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's like a determining factor, like, of getting a job on LinkedIn anyways. Because, okay, so you've actually said so many things. Going back, yeah, LinkedIn, you can get a job with LinkedIn, you can connect with people. And just like I said, I don't know if you saw my screen, like that. Also, other thing, it's not only for jobs alone, actually. There are like so many other things I talked about that you can use LinkedIn for, and this is the slide for that. So apart from getting a job and all of that, you can connect with people, you can learn skills, interview prep, and one of the major things I mentioned for me is to get information. I get a lot of information on LinkedIn that has to do with my career. But in terms of the impact of the number of connections on LinkedIn, now, the number of connections will only help you to build professional relationships and to be able to view more things on your profile. For example, if I'm not connected to the person that liked that job post I showed you guys from the Amazon recruiter, I will not be able to see it. So it means you need to, build your connection and connect with people as much as possible. Like, it's like you are, it's like wings. You have so many wings, and then you are able to bring up so much to your LinkedIn feed or to your LinkedIn profile. So it doesn't mean that, a recruiter will, they want to employ you for a job and then they will go, okay, how many connections does she have? No. It's if your LinkedIn profile has the skills that you want, of course, you should improve your connections, but then you're getting a job doesn't rely, on like the number of connections you have. I think it's basically is the value you are able to add to the organizations, which is communicated by the skills you have and what you've put on your profile. But then, of course, you should build your network, you should build your connections, majorly because it helps you to have, I sent a link to the chat box when we started about a video I watched about the power of relationships. So it helps you to have relationships and connections. And as much as that you have, when you post content, people are also able to engage you. So it will like lead to it, but not impacting like getting a job. But then it can help you to like connect with so many people, meet so many people. And then apart from even getting a job, it might be like, it might be like for other things that you are looking for on LinkedIn, maybe like for information, or you want to collaborate with people for something, or yeah. So that's what I think majorly. But then at least I think you should have as many connections as you can have on LinkedIn.
Sorry, can I just answer her?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm sharing my personal experience. This just happened to me, I think about so now it's about maybe 7 weeks ago, before COVID got serious. So a project manager from an international organization wanted me to consult for him outside the country. And I wasn't going to take the position because I was trying to wrap up something. But the interesting thing that happened was that he needed someone to take up that position that night. So he went through my connections to see anyone that was also qualified for that position. And exactly. So when he went through my connections, he saw a lady and I was like, oh, I think she'll be a fantastic person for that position. And the first thing he said was, but her LinkedIn is not updated. If you can help me get in touch with her to update her LinkedIn. So I had to give her a call for her to update her LinkedIn. Then she now sent him her CV. But what I'm saying is, imagine I didn't have her number and her LinkedIn wasn't updated. So I'm trying to answer her question that in as much as sometimes it doesn't matter your connection, but in some ways it also matters because you don't know what the recruiter or whoever is looking out for. And even if you can't take the job, it can always benefit someone in your circle. So sometimes it actually does matter.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely agree with that. Thank you for that.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Okay, we have 2 minutes. So this is the last question, guys. Going, gone soon.
And just to chip in that, another way you can also like get connected with people on LinkedIn is you can go to people's profile and check the person they are connected to. If like it's someone that you work in the same field, do you get? For example, maybe myself and Tosin works in the same field. I can actually go to Tosin's profile and click on connections on our profile, and then I'll be able to see all the people she's connected to. And maybe if you probably want to connect to any of them, you can click on their profile and check. So from your connections, you can check. LinkedIn allows you, when you are connected to someone, to go and check who they are connected. So you can easily come to my profile and click on my connections, and you have access to everyone I'm connected to. You're able to see them, and then you can easily, like, if you want to connect with any of them, that way you can.
Yeah, actually I was doing that, and because I'm trying to get into freelance, and one article said like you need to have like at least 500 connections. So I've been sending connections to people that have mutual connections with. And the lady was like, why? She sent me a message that why did I like send her a connection request? And I don't even know what to even tell herself. I've not replied the message.
I would just advise that you should always write a note if you can when you are connecting with people. So just like I mentioned earlier on, LinkedIn allows you to write a note. I can't remember the maximum number of words, but you can easily write, "Hi Bridget, I came across your profile and I was wondering if you would like to connect with me. Hope you are well," and that's it. Thank you, Shola. Yeah. Just like write a note, or maybe you meet someone somewhere and then you remember their name. Okay, for example, I think I've done this before. Maybe I watched a webinar or I watched something somewhere. I just looked for the person on LinkedIn and I'm like, "Hey, hi IBK, I watched your webinar on data science yesterday on Facebook website, and I was wondering if you would like to connect on this network." Bam. And I just sent it to the person. So try to always just write a note if you are connecting with the person and the person does not know you. Some people will easily accept anyways, but some won't. But then I think to be on the safe side, you can easily just write a little note just to like introduce yourself. And if you've met them before and you heard their name somewhere, you can also like mention it and they will be like, "Oh, okay, this person saw me this place," or "This person did it." In fact, for example, let me give a very practical example. For example, there are some people on this platform that you've never seen before. You can see their name. You can see Tosin Adedipe. After this call, you can just go to Tosin's LinkedIn and be like, "Hi, Tosin. I saw you on our last call tonight, and I saw that you are working in the energy or research field. And I was wondering if I'm sure she would just be laughing as she's accepting your request." So like you can easily like do that, Or maybe you come across them in your workplace, you listen to a webinar, I easily just do that. Just go to LinkedIn, check them out, and just write something that makes them remember, "Oh, okay, I remember I did this. I remember I gave this talk. I remember I did that." And then they will easily want to connect with you that way. So I hope that helps, Bridget.
Yeah, okay. I'll just reply her and tell her something. I'll look for something to tell her.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We have come to the end. It's 9:32, so we are wrapping up. So thank you, Shola. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. I hope you've learned something, and just you go and connect with yourself on LinkedIn, okay? connect with me. But anyways, we have a feedback form, so the link is in the chat box, so please would appreciate your feedback. Anything you want to say, please say there, and we hope you have a great evening. Okay, happy quarantine.